Persperity Podcast. In the shadows we find our light. Through the struggles we'll take flight. Healing hearts and mending minds. Together we'll leave the past behind. Welcome to Persperity Podcast, where hope is found. Voices rising up, breaking new ground. With every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Oh yeah. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Trauma whispers, but love will shout. In this space of trust, there's no doubt. We'll explore the depths of pain and grace, finding strength in every embrace. Welcome to Persperity Podcast, where hope is found. Voices rising up, breaking new ground. With every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Take a breath and join the ride. Together we'll walk side by side with open hearts and open minds. In this podcast space, true peace we'll find. Welcome to Persperity Podcast, where hope is found. Voices rising up, breaking new ground. With every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Persperity Podcast, a safe space for people healing from trauma. Persperity Podcast, a safe space for people healing from trauma. Persperity Podcast, a safe space for people healing from trauma.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I have a special guest today. Many of you may know her. Yes.
Hi,
Yes.
everybody.
All right. Let's get into this episode. Before I get into it, I do want to say this. I want to get into it. Like, share, comment, flood the comments. We see them on the screen. Also share this because we're about to bless somebody tonight. We're about to talk about Psalms 23. We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about loss. We're going to talk about grieving. We're going to talk about adoption. We're going to talk about anything you feel comfortable talking about tonight. All
I
right.
think that's enough.
All right, you all.
Yeah.
Welcome to Persperity Podcast, episode 16. In today's heartfelt episode, we delve into the unexpected path, love, loss, and finding joy again. Join us as we sit down with the inspiring Ava Perry, a devoted business owner of Special Touches wedding and event planning / decorating. Ava's journey is one of resilience and faith. As a widow who has faced profound loss, she has emerged stronger and more determined to spread joy throughout her work. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit anchored in God, Ava shares her story of discovering what true life is to her, the challenges of grief, and how she found the courage to embrace life anew. Tune in as we explore how unexpected paths can lead to rediscovered happiness and purpose. All right, you want to share some stuff about you before we get into these questions?
Well, first of all, thank you for letting me join you. This is a little bit out of my comfort zone, a little scared, but I know that I'm going to do well with you because you're just trying to make me feel comfortable. But I do say that I'm just thankful to God for opening up the doors for me to do this. I remember I had a dream after Mr. Perry transitioned. He said that I would be speaking before people regarding my journey. So I guess this is the start of me speaking. So anyway, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
All right, let's transition into some of these questions.
Oh,
Yes. Speaking of the late Mr. Perry,
Mhm.
what are some of the most challenging emotions you faced after becoming a widow, and how did you navigate through them?
I think that just knowing I was in a fog when Mr. Perry left me so suddenly. I was in a fog. I didn't even know what to do. how to do it, but I there's challenges. It's a journey, and just coming home to an empty house probably was the biggest thing. I ran from it. I didn't want to go home. I used to sit in the garage and I said, "Oh, I'm just reading my mail," and I would just sit there because I didn't want to go into the house because Mr. Perry would always at 4:30 in the afternoon, he would call me, "Hey, babe, what do you want for dinner?" So, I was pretty spoiled, but I would hate to go into the house. And when I went in the house, it's empty. There's nobody there. So that was one of my challenges. Another challenge is going to church. I go to Harvest Church. And when me and Mr. Perry first got married in 2004, he didn't want me to go back to my former church because all things were new. And he wanted to start new and be refreshed. So we went to Harvest Church. And so we was there about 15 years before he transitioned. But the hardest thing was for me, we served together. He was in security, and I was a welcome committee, which I love touching people. And just walking into my church, not seeing him was devastating. But I had to ask God one day at a time, one breath at a time, and one step at a time. One thing that I really, really missed is when I would, if Mr. Perry wasn't serving that Sunday and I was serving, I would go into the sanctuary. And now, take it for granted, we had just drove in together. We didn't drive separate cars. And Mr. Perry would be so happy. He would be praising God and he was so happy to see me. And I hate that I took that for granted because every time I would come and sit by him, he would always kiss me on my forehead. And one time I said, "Babe, I just left you." But now I miss that because what he was showing me, he was happy that we were praising God together. So that's several things that I missed about him.
Amazing. You have a comment here. It's from Kingston. He said, "Yes, ma'am."
Hi, Kingston. Hi, Kingston. That's my little nephew at church. Yay.
All right. That was well said. In your journey of, walking into the church and not seeing him, did that make you take a step back from just being there, not because of the church, but because of not knowing how to deal with that hurt? How was that?
I had to deal with it because that was my covering. Harvest Church was my covering. I can tell you this. Pastor Steve Halp, the day of Donald's funeral, um, he called me in his office and he said, "You're going to walk through this gracefully." Gracefully. And I looked at him. I couldn't comprehend gracefully. This, my husband has left me all of a sudden, and I've got to walk through this gracefully. But I listened to my pastor. And anytime I would come into the church, it would give me more strength. I'm walking through this gracefully. Sometimes I was hurting, but I was walking through it gracefully, and I still am. And I thank God for Pastor Hap saying that to me because it just poured into my soul. And just coming to the house of the Lord and being around my friends and the saints, and they loving on me made a difference. It makes a difference.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Like,
Mhm.
what has helped you? Can you share a time where, after his passing, you were able to use the joyful moments to help you go?
A lot of people say, "Oh, you don't need to go to a therapist and all that." So I started going to a therapist. And she would tell me, "This is what you have to do to get through this." And so, one thing that she told me, and I love this, I'm so excited. She told me, she said, "Miss Perry, this is what you need. You need a dog." And I was like, "A dog?" I said, "I don't have time for a dog. I work, I do all of this." And I said, "I don't have time for a dog." But I tell you, getting that dog has helped me to come home, like I said before, to come home. Now I don't come home to an empty house. I come home to my Bella, and she's so happy to see me. And so I just love Bella. So this has helped me a lot.
Bella, when did you get Bella?
I got
'Cause I don't
Bella.
remember Bella.
I got Bella in November, and she is
Last year.
yes. And I always would babysit Bella, but my sissy Chanda decided, oh, Bella needs another home, and I said, you cannot get rid of Bella. I babysit Bella, and so they gave me Bella, and it's just been a blessing just to now come home. I don't have to go to no stores and walk around and dream or anything. I have something to come home to.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You have a comment here that says you definitely are walking through it gracefully.
Well, praise God. I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yes.
Yes.
And you were nervous. You sitting there, you look gracefully walking through these questions. She running through them. She's talking about.
Yes.
Yes.
And it really is the God in me, like that Mary song, it's the God in me. It is the God in me, because when you get behind closed doors, people don't know what you go through. A lot of times I would just sit there, like I said, I would sit there in that garage and read my mail, talk on that phone, and people say, where are you at? I'm in the garage. But it's the God in me. He has just taught me, I got you. I got you, and I'm not going to leave you. In fact, in the Bible, it says that the widows is a part of God's eye. He loves the widows, and I can tell you, I know He loves me. He's never left me. So
yes, nice. So speaking of that, you wanted to talk about Psalms 23. What does that mean to you?
When you're growing up, Psalms 23, in Bible school, you be really, oh, you got to learn Psalms 23. But when Mr. Perry transitioned, that scripture came to me. Though I walk through the shadows and valleys of death, I will fear no evil. And I was like, oh God, I have a house payment. This is called me now, God. I'm fearful. How am I gonna make it? How am I gonna make it? And God said He's going to take care of you. I'm walking through that valley, but at the end, it is sunshine because He has taken care of me. He has been there. So that Psalm 23, that's part of my journey because now I can relate.
Amazing. Amazing.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I had to blow this up so you can see these
Yeah.
comments coming through here.
Yeah.
Miss Carlene
Hi,
said,
Carlene.
hi, Ava.
Hi,
Yes.
Carlene. Yes. So anyway,
Amazing.
amazing. It's amazing.
Yes.
Mhm.
Amazing.
I'm just thankful. I look at myself and say, "You really doing this? It's been 7 years. You're doing it, and I haven't missed a beat. And I know that enemy is going to try me,
Yeah.
but I haven't missed a beat because God is with me. He is with me every step of the way. Every
Yes.
step of the way. He's an
Yes,
encourager. I have Alexa that comes on every morning, and it just ministers to me because God is with me. And it's one song I've been really listening to. It says, God will work it out. And He's working it out. And He has worked it out. And He's still doing it. Yeah.
Yes, He is. That's that song. Jesus gonna work it out.
If you let Him.
Jesus gonna work it out.
If you let Him. Yes, I heard that song too. And I was like, woo, Alexa, turn on it. It was on volume 9. And I was like, work it out, work it out. How you going to pay those bills? Work it out. But you know what? But if you tithe and you plant your seeds in good ground, God will always supply and multiply. I'm telling you, I have a story.
Go ahead.
One day, I gave my tithes and offering. Last year, I was so busy with special touches, and I was not too busy, but I was so busy.
Mhm.
I said, God, this year I want one event, but I want that event to pay me where I don't have to say, oh, I need 2 or 3 events. So this was Super Bowl Sunday. I gave my tithes and offering. Went to my girlfriend's house, and she always has this fabulous Super Bowl party. And one of the players from the Miami Dolphins was there, and he's getting married. And so I'm just being quiet. because I'm trying to get comfortable. And so my ears was like up. I said, okay, God, what you gonna do? Don't you know, once we got through talking, she said, Miss Perry, you have to be my day coordinator. And she said, because I just want your spirit. And I just thank God. He always supplies. He always, I've never missed a beat. He did just what I asked him. God, I need an event. And there's been an event every month. I'm starting in April. I got an event every month. Look at God. He's just that faithful.
I mean, it's called special touches for a reason, right?
Yep, special touches because I love to give love. I love to look at that person. I try to get in close with my brides and my people because I want to give them the love and I want them to feel love. Yeah.
Yes, Miss Carlene said, won't he do it?
But all the time. All the time.
Yes. Let's transition into another one of these questions.
Mhm.
How did your perspective on love change after losing your partner? And what insights have you gained about forming new relationships?
Ooh. I didn't think about finding another relationship because I had to really go through the grieving process. You never stop going through the grieving process because it's steps that you go through.
Mhm.
But when I started, my pastor, I have to shout out to him. One day I was serving and I was serving him and Mrs. Haupt and several other guests. And Pastor came to me. He said, he's done this before, but I think this time was really relevant. He said, are you ready? You ready, Miss Perry? Are you ready? Okay, well, you know what? I started crying. I said, Ava, you need to listen to Pastor. Don't cry because he's ministering to me. He said, you're ready. You ready. And from that day on, I've been ready. I'm going forward. I know that God has that husband out there, but I'm just thankful because at first I was like, I don't want nobody else. Nobody's going to compare to Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry would just love me. When he looked at me, people knew that, ooh, that man really loves you. But I'm open now and God is ministering to me. He said, be still. He's coming. Be still. Don't be anxious about nothing. And so I'm thankful. Does that answer that question?
It does.
Good.
So in that, like, in your grieving process, who was your foundation? Who was your community, your support?
Oh, I am part of a widow's connection. Miss Marquita Joshua is over it. And we have a function every February because we want our widows to know that they're loved. Their loved ones are gone, but we are there. So it's a group of us. Unfortunately, it grows every time. We started small, but now we have about 40 or 50, 60 women that are widows. But we give that love where we have lost, we give love. And so that's part of my community. I have sissies. I have people, Chanda. I don't want to call names because I don't want to miss anyone, but I do have a community and they've been there. My neighbors, we had just moved there a year before Mr. Perry transitioned, and they didn't know us because we were kind of quiet. Can you believe we was quiet? He was quiet, I wasn't. But anyway, they have just surrounded me with love. I never forget that the first snow in 2018 when Mr. Perry passed. He passed October, November. We had that big snow. And I said, I laid in my bed. I said, okay, God. I says, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to shovel. I'm going to shovel. So I put on my galoshes. I had it all together, right? Open up the garage door. Who was there? My neighbors. My neighbors were shoveling. They were my angels. So that is my community. They take care of me. They watch over me. They make sure that I'm good. So I have a big community. And my church and my work friends. I love my work friends. They come over. They help me with my yard. I won Yard of the Month for 2 years straight because Mr. Perry, he loved to garden. And I said, I'm going to show that I can do it. And I won. I won 2 years in a row. The prettiest yard. I got a gift card. You talking about proud. But I know that that was God. And another thing, a lady came by my house. I never forget this. I was out watering my yard and I was just as happy. This lady came, stopped in front of my yard, and I was like, why is this lady stopping in front of my yard? She said, ma'am, I got to tell you something. She said, I was told to come here. The spirit told me to come here. She said, you're doing a great job. You have made your house beautiful. And it is just beautiful. I just want to tell you, I come by your house. I see that there is love at this house. And that's what it's all about. It's all about love. Yes. I'm not going to cry, but I feel it. Hallelujah.
Wow, a woman of many talents, a woman of so much love, and a woman that has had in a very, very, very just different path, but yet you've done that gracefully.
Gracefully.
Yes.
That's our word.
Gracefully.
Gracefully.
Yes, and I see you, Miss Francine.
Hey, Francine.
Hey, I don't want to dismiss your comment. I see your comment. Thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in right now, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube. Please do share this so other people can be blessed and touched by this episode. And tune in, tune in next week. We have an amazing guest too. I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but yeah. All right, transitioning to some different questions. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Can you share your journey of becoming a business owner in wedding and event planning? What inspired you to start Special Touches?
It started a long time ago. I was at my church, and they used to call me Miss Martha. Martha of the Bible, because I was always so busy hostessing and making people happy. So it started probably when I was at Christian Tabernacle. I started doing weddings, and it just started blowing up. It just started blowing up. I've had some great mentors. I've had Donetta Watson has been my mentor. Dawana has been my mentor. Felicia has been my mentor. I have sat underneath those ladies, and I have learned. I've had a great partner. Her name was Ivy Harris. We were just always making things happen and making beautiful things. My special touches, I just want people to feel loved. And when they leave, and hopefully people will agree, when they leave, they feel that special touch.
Wow.
Yeah.
That beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You just never know when somebody is going to bless you with what they got to say, their journey, and just their authentic. I don't know, authenticness is a word, but I think it's authenticity. So that word. Yes.
Yeah.
So how has, I'm going to transition to a topic. I said, I told you beforehand, and you was like,
I didn't know. Yeah.
Yes. How has being adopted impacted your views on family, love, support during difficult times?
Well, I was adopted when I was born. And it's amazing how God illustrated everything. I was born in Dallas, and my dad, who was really my uncle, had this lady pregnant. And she said, I can't take care of this baby. This is what I'm told. I can't take care of this baby. And so my uncle had a sister who was barren, and she couldn't have any kids, but she wanted a kid. And so he called her and he says, hey, he says, I got a baby. And in those times, I guess you could just sign me out and here's the baby. And so I grew up in being adopted. I grew up with a wonderful family, a strong mother. I can't believe I didn't get some of her traits, but she was very strong and loved me to the core. Loved me to the core. And but being adopted, it brought sorrow. because I felt rejected. I have six siblings, six, and I was the middle child. And I was adopted out. And I'm thinking, you having children after me and before me, why couldn't you keep me? But it's okay because God had a plan and a purpose. And so I've been walking through rejection all my life, but one day at a time, and I don't want people to feel rejected because I know how it feels. So that's why I try to give a lot of love. I try to show love, do love. Sometimes I go overboard, but I just love to love because I don't want anybody to feel rejected like I did.
So the family you were, thank you for sharing that you were
Mhm.
adopted into, how do you feel they played a role in you becoming the woman you are today?
Oh my gosh. I don't know what kind of woman I would have been if I would have been still in Texas. They taught me structure. They taught me how to work early. I got mad at my mother because she made me pay rent at 16. I said, Mama, I'm working at McDonald's. She said, I need you to give me $100. But what she was teaching me was a foundation that you have to work to make what you have. You can't trust a man, nobody, because it's all about you. It's all about you and you make your money. If I'd have had this teaching, I don't know. A lot of widows, when they lose their spouses, they don't even know how to write a check. They don't know how to pay bills. But look at me. I knew how to pay bills. I knew how to do what I needed to do to function. So my parents taught me stability. They taught me to be a God fearing woman. They taught me to get up there in that choir and sing my little songs. They just taught me what to do, and I'm so grateful. Their names are Willie and George Hudson, and I will be ever grateful that they took me at a place that I don't even know what I would have been like and made me feel loved. So yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
See, I
Mhm.
can relate to you in that sense. I was adopted by my biological grandmother when I
Mhm.
was younger.
Mhm.
She still had to go through the adoption process, but I had a lot of abuse, like a lot of trauma. But in that, she adopted me, and then I had trauma, and then from there,
Mhm.
I many years later, I met Roshana,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't be the woman I am today if it wasn't for
Mhm.
her just like being devoted to being in my life,
Mhm.
just being obedient to God.
Yeah.
And those people are truly blessings in this world.
Mhm.
And
God
I
has
just,
something for
yeah,
somebody.
yes. And I just hope to be a blessing to
That's what
somebody's
I'm talking
out
about.
there, that has,
Mhm.
don't have a parent, don't have an auntie,
Mhm.
don't have, I want to be a mother figure to somebody, an
Mm.
auntie figure,
Yeah.
a cousin figure, and that's important because
Mm.
we are put on this earth to be blessings. Because I'm like, God,
Mhm.
you gonna send me a blessing. I'm not supposed to be a
Yeah.
blessing. So
Yeah.
I just pray that one day I can truly, return that to an individual or individuals,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they feel that importance.
Yeah. I always told my friends and my sissies and my family, I said, if I die, what I want on my grave, if I can help somebody, then my living should not be in vain. And I think that is my background story. If I can help somebody, because I was loved and cherished, and I just want to help somebody to feel it. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Hmm.
really
Hmm.
beautifully said. And speaking
Thank
of
you.
beautiful, this is a beautiful individual inside and out. So it's
Ah.
like if anybody that know Miss Ava Perry and y'all go to church with her, or you just hired her as an event planner or whatever, her style is like none other. How does your style influence? Because you always slayed. It's always like she's
Oh,
slaying
no,
y'all.
no. I just put something together. But I was told my mother, my biological mother, she loved to dress. And they said I have her style. So I guess I have her style. I don't know. But I can take something out of nothing and just put it together and make it beautiful. And I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful that God he just blesses me, just like Sunday. One of the ladies at church gave me a bag, and I was like, huh? And she said, here, Miss Perry, this dress will look good on you.
Aw.
And that was sweet to me. I was like, oh my God, that is so sweet. So I just have a style of my own. I just like to be beautiful
Wow.
as much as I can be,
Wow.
what God has given me.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. At times, like, do you feel like you may be misunderstood by people?
Sure.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel different because the one thing about me, I can get reserved, and that's because of that rejection. And some people don't understand. When I'm trying to love you, but I sometimes feel, ooh, I can't do it right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's just that rejection. And so, what was the question? Because there's something else going on. What was the question? Give me
Oh,
some more of the question. Say it again.
oh, you want me to say the
I got
question
some
again?
more to say.
So, it's funny.
Go ahead.
So, what I was sharing is that do you feel misunderstood?
Mhm.
In that,
Sometimes I get really strict. Sometimes I really get strict, especially in my
okay,
business.
needless to say, you're gonna look amazing. You're
That's
gonna look
right.
fabulous
Thank
in
you,
that dress.
Nina. But sometimes I am, people be like, "Ooh, Miss Perry, we didn't know you could be so stern." But when I'm in my business, I need the job done. I don't have time. I need to get it done. And so I apologize. I'm sorry, but can you do this? I need you to do this. And, sometimes people be like, "Ooh, that's Miss Perry is something else." But it's all out of love. It is. Get the job done. Let's get it done and be happy.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta be a person. I'm that person where I'm just like I'm direct. I'm
Yeah.
either I'm just I don't know. It's just like okay, I just said it like boom, and they
Yeah.
just be like, "Why are you so rude?" I'm not being rude. I promise I'm not. I'm just the person where I'm about my business. I'm about my business.
Yes.
But I'm gonna laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know
We
about
don't
you.
mean anything.
Not at
We
all.
don't. We
Don't.
don't. We
I don't
really
know about
don't.
you, but I can't hang around people that's not funny. I gotta laugh. Look, I can't be the only one that's cracking jokes. I can't be the only
Woo,
one
yeah,
laughing.
yeah. I'm learning that. I'm learning to, people come and, they'll come to me and they'll say something. I'll be like, was she funny? Was that funny? I don't know if that was funny, but okay. Yeah, what was that? What was that about?
But you are one of the funniest people I've ever met. Even when I first met you, I told him I said she's hilarious. I don't know about anybody else, but I
Because
was
I
like,
be in the hallway yelling at
it's
church.
your mannerisms is funny. The way you say things. And then like when I first met you, I was like, she sound like Hattie off of Tyler Perry.
Oh
Madea.
yeah.
And I was like, she
Yeah,
cracked me
that
up.
voice, that I know I have a voice. I know I do. And so, but it's a special voice and
Yes.
it's a happy voice. But when I get sad, people know, oh, where you at? Where you at? So I have to climb on out, stop feeling self pity. You okay? Let's do this. Move forward. Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
you enjoy to be around.
Yeah.
Even when you saying certain things, I don't even take a stern. I just be like, okay, this kind of it's just the way you say it. I just be cracking up.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I don't mean anything because I don't want my feelings to be hurt. So I try not to say nothing. And sometimes I don't say nothing. I just pray about it and like, God, how do I say something? I'm working on that. I'm working on if somebody says something to me that I don't like, don't just stop talking to them. You need to address it. But it
Yes.
takes baby steps because I don't want to hurt.
Yeah.
My feelings is hurt, but I don't know how to address it and say, you hurt me.
Oh, you just touched on a good
You
subject.
hurt me. And so I'm learning. I'm learning how to do that. And I'm really taking baby steps. I'm
Wow.
really taking baby steps. But it's going to be all right.
In that, like, you mentioning that, like, the communication, like, when we lose people, so I've never been married, so I haven't lost my significant other, but losing people, it kind of breaks your communication barrier in a sense.
Oh my
You
gosh.
get a little sensitive in areas.
Oh, I'm telling you, I have lost friends. I didn't know where I fit. I didn't know. I had married friends that were friends with me and Donald. Do I fit with you all now? You guys are still happy. I don't have my husband. So I'm still trying, I still try to say, where do I fit, God? Send those people, or just show me, because I don't know. I don't know where I fit. So I'm working on that too, because you lose, you've lost your significant other, and you all had a group of friends. So now I have to say, okay, where is these friends, but thank God, Mrs. Haupt always said, you don't need a lot of friends, maybe just five, but I'm learning that, and I, like I said, I do have a good community.
Wow.
I believe people, they love me and they understand where I'm coming from.
So for the people that may be watching, um, like we've covered some amazing things, and I'm gonna ask you a question. That just in case anybody's watching, and this is not just for widows. This is for people that have just that feel like they've lost relationships and connections in their life. In the process of you, mourning the loss of your husband, what were some of the things that you feel like you were then that you're not now, that you have grown? Because hurt and pain and all that, it actually grows you into a total different person. Like you begin to be something you never knew you were, in a bad way and sometimes in a good way.
I've learned to be strong. I've learned to take responsibility. I've learned that it's okay. It's okay. That's I've just learned that I have to be strong. I have to walk through this journey. I can't lay in the bed and just sulk. I have to keep going. Life goes on. And there's so much more in life for me. And I know that. I used to jump up in the bed because Mr. Perry would make me my chicken salad. And he would tell everybody, y'all wouldn't believe that Ava got mad at me because I wouldn't make her chicken salad. Well, yeah, I wanted chicken salad when I came home from the funeral home, because I still an honorary person at Lawrence A. Jones. Hey, Lawrence A. Jones. I used to come home on Saturdays, and Donna would say, babe, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go lay down so I can decompress, because I'm so busy being empathy with people who have lost their loved ones. And then I would say, okay, but I want my chicken salad. Well, one Saturday, he didn't make my chicken salad. And I wanted that chicken salad. And he was like, it's okay. I'm going to take you out to eat. But I had to learn, you're on your own. You've got to cook. You got to take care of Ava. And now I got to take care of Bella. But, you got to take care. You got to be strong. You can make it. Like that song, You Can Make It. That is a song for me, because I am making it. I am making it. It's unbelievable, but I'm making it.
Wow. Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. What does it mean to walk on this unexpected path? What does that mean to you, unexpected path?
What does it mean?
Which, I mean,
that I'm walking by faith.
You had adoption. You've had, like the mourning of your husband, late husband, Mr. Perry. You had to transition into being a single woman again. Like, what does that mean? And even in that sense, what's the healing journey been for you on that path?
One day at a time. One day at a time. One day, it's like a roller coaster, but I take one day at a time, because I know that I can get weak and I can be strong. Yeah. That's what I can say.
So in that, what does
I'm walking by faith. We walk by faith and not by sight. And I have that. I have that on my wall at home. And me and Mr. Perry, we would always, when we left, we would say, we walk by faith, not by sight. Because if I look at what's going on around me, I could really get depressed. But I'm walking by faith, not by what I see. Because God is faithful to me. Never has left me. He's there. Yeah.
You got some divine connections, because some people, in a sense, like you were speaking of, like you had a temper tantrum. Sound like you had.
Oh yeah, spoiled. I
Yeah,
was spoiled. I was the
I didn't
only
want to say
child.
spoiled.
No,
You know.
I was the only child. I had, yeah, I just had a lot. My parents, they spoiled me. My godparents spoiled me. I was a spoiled brat. Mr. Perry, he would have to say, "Calm down, little girl." When I would get all in a tizzy and I want to argue, I'm being real. He would say, "Calm your little self down. Calm it down." Yes, and I had to calm it down.
So I didn't want to say spoiled. I was
I was
about to say
spoiled.
misunderstood in that sense, but like because even with your sissies and your support
Ooh,
team, whoo, because all I know is that when she sent out that signal, sissies coming together, stop what you're doing. I need you. I
oh my
need this,
God.
this, and that.
They
And
have been there.
yes,
They have been there.
I literally have like watched. I was like, wow. And these people, they love her. A lot of
Yeah.
people, in that sense, may not comprehend and understand a difference between someone that is just spoiled and they want what they want because they feel obligated to have it. But when you're a genuine individual and you're connected to amazing people,
Yeah.
um, they are doing it because they want to do it,
Oh yeah.
opposed to doing it because, okay, if I
I
don't
got
do
some
it,
good people.
she gonna be mad at me, or oh my gosh, whatever. Like I just don't want to deal with this. It's having those genuine people around you because they
They
know
know.
who you are,
Yeah.
and you are a person that you only share who you are to certain people.
Yeah.
And I noticed that about you
Yeah.
because I call her Auntie Ava.
Yeah.
She been Auntie Ava for
Yeah.
like what, since
I'm auntie.
2018.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because look, one thing about me, I'm a collective auntie.
Yeah. Yeah. You do, girl. You do. But I'm Auntie Ava. Yes. But I have to say, my sissies are there and they'll come running. And I know I'm talking about Mr. Perry, but I just have to share that before, maybe a month before Mr. Perry transitioned, and I had people over to my house, and I'll shout out to Lucille Motley, and I'll shout out to different people. But he said at the bottom of the steps, he says, "Babe, you got good people around you." He said that to me. And those people are right there. Those people are right there. Miss Patsy Yabero, Sonora Kelly, they're there. They know me. And I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. Even Miss Murphy, everybody's been there, and I'm so thankful.
Wow.
Great people, great people. What we said, church, great people are about to help us. People have been helping me, just supporting me. I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about the support system where you feel the love, you feel the sister. I can't even not mention my forever sister, Marquita Joshua. That is my sister, because she's been there, but there's a connection there. My forever sisters, we're all there. Yeah.
Beautifully said.
Mhm.
I love that. You have a comment on here from Miss Lakeisha. She said, "Great advice. Thank you for sharing your testimony. You are a powerful woman of God."
Thank you.
And
Thank you. We walk and we have to walk through it. And it's okay. People say, "Oh, girl, it's been 7 years. You should be over." What? I am moving forward. But he will always be a part of this because where he brought me from. He brought me from Dallas to Kansas City. And I said, "God, I'm here by myself, but I'm not alone. I have a support group and I have people that love me. And I'm just glad that I'm here, but I'm walking by faith."
I love that. I love that. I love
Mhm.
that. I want to ask you some questions about your love life in a
Oh,
sense.
Lord.
Well, look, we gonna be surface, y'all.
Yeah. Mhm.
So in that, what has the dating scene looked like?
Different. Different. I don't even know. Like at work, I work at KU, and my coworker said, "Miss Ava, don't you know that man was flirting with you?" He was. I was just giving him love, honey. This is what you need to do. You need to listen to the doctor, but he was flirting with me. One guy, he would come to my job and he said, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I need nothing. I don't want anything." He knew that I love seafood. This is the honest to God truth. He brought me a suitcase full of shrimp, lobster, all kind of all kind of shrimp. I mean, seafood. And I was like, what is this? And he says, I just want you to be happy.
Wow.
I want you to be happy. So, I mean, the dating scene, I'm not sure about it. I'm just going to wait on God. God wants me to wait on Him. God has given me a dream, and that is going to come to pass in God's timing. Because when I try to do it, I fail. I fail. So I'm good right now. I'm busy. I'm trying to love myself. I'm trying to find myself. I might look like, oh, she got it going on, but I'm still trying to find who is Ava Michelle. What does she need to do to make it? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find me, and I'm trying to get closer to God. I know that I have to say this. I'm just talking away.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But I want to be. I've been labeled as Martha in the Bible because I'm always serving. I'm always trying to do things for everybody else. In fact, when everybody came to my house when Mr. Perry passed, I'm up there being the hostess with the mostest, and everybody's coming to be with me. Somebody said, Ava, can you sit down? But I had to be a Martha. But I really needed to be a Mary and sit at the feet of Jesus and get healed. And so this is what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to elevate myself to say, okay, Ava, you're not a Martha all the time.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I've got to keep on trying to find Ava and to feel good about Ava. Stop being so self conscious. It's just, I got to learn Ava, and I'm learning every day.
Wow. Most
Mhm.
people can't even identify those things in themselves. And for you to articulate that,
Mhm.
it's just amazing. It shows the true grace
Mhm.
of everything
There
you've
you
gone through.
go.
And you did it gracefully. Like
I'm
she
walking
said that
gracefully.
gracefully. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's your word for the year. I think that
I think that's my
graceful
word.
for sure.
I
Yes, it
think it's
is.
been my word. I just hadn't
Right.
shared it. I
Mhm.
just hadn't shared it. What my pastor said to me the day of the funeral. You're gonna walk through this gracefully,
Yes.
and I'm
Grace.
just I'm just forever grateful. I just want God to be in my life and just show me where and what I need to do. I'm following Jesus. Have you heard that song? Follow Jesus.
I,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
haven't, but it sounds like a
Yeah.
bop.
Yeah. Follow Jesus. I'm following him because he's the man right now. He's that husband. He takes care of me. He loves on me when nobody else is loving on me. He's just good to me. I can't give him enough kudos. He's a good God. And I'm forever grateful to God that he has taken me through this, through my adoption, through my parents. It's just something. This is God is good. He's good.
He is. He is. All the time, God is good.
Yeah.
And that, like, during your time of dating, where has there anything that has shown up where you realize that there's areas where you need to heal in, or the attraction that you had to these different men that may not be
Sure.
healthy?
You cannot compare your husband to the man. So I have to learn that. That man might not do what Mr. Perry did. So I have to adjust.
Mm.
Yeah, I have to adjust. I have to work on neighbor because I can't compare. I got to open up and say, this is how he is. And this is how Mr. Perry was, but Mr. Perry is going on to his heavenly home. He's wanting me to meet somebody that is going to love me. And so I just have to get Ava together and don't compare.
Has that been challenging for you?
Sure, it has. Yeah,
Wow.
it has. It really has. I had a good man. I did. And a man that loved God and loved me. Because that's what I'm looking for. I need a man to love God. Because how can you love me and you don't love God? Because I want that godly love. I want a man that's going to love me to the end, like God loves us. You know what I'm saying?
That he gonna stop what he doing when you come home and make that chicken sandwich,
Yes,
chicken salad,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You gonna make that sandwich, and he gonna
Yes,
do it right now.
yes, yes, he is. Yes, he is. That's right. So, I'm just not, I'm just going to wait on God. I tried it. I dated someone and it just didn't fit. He was a minister and he loved me, but it just didn't fit. And maybe I just wasn't ready. I still have healing to do. Yeah. Yeah, I have healing to do,
So
and it takes time.
what would you share with these women that are watching that are widows or have lost their significant other, whether they
Mm.
were with them or not with them,
Mm.
during this dating process, and even through the grieving process?
I can't really touch on that dating, but I can touch on the process of losing someone. You can make it. One day at a time, one breath at a time, you can make it. And depend on Him, not nobody else, because He is the lover of my soul and He can take you through. And you are loved. That's what I would say to anybody who has lost. Even though I have nobody. I've lost my mother. I've lost my daddy. I've lost aunties. I've lost a lot of significant people. But it's just so good that God always puts somebody in that path, not to fill the void all the way, but they just make it even better. You can make it. You can make it. Yes, that song. Oh, you can make it. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you? Thank you for sharing that. What does it mean to you with being on this platform and just having this space, just to
Mhm.
express yourself? Because I know it's the difference between being with other women that are widows or, sharing that platform, but being in this space, what does this mean to you?
I think it's coming out. Miss Joshua say you have the key, and I have the key to go anywhere I need to go and to help other people. I know that God told me that I would be speaking before people, and I was like, not me, God, not me and my funny voice, not of all that, but it's time for me to step out and share what God can do for a widow or anybody who has lost a loved one. I have that empathy and I have that sympathy and I have a lot of love.
And not just in that area, not that you were adopted. It's a population out there
Mhm,
that just would love to connect with you on that level as well.
mhm.
Because
Yes.
some people have loved and never felt the sense of connection of loss with people,
Mhm,
in the sense of like the
mhm,
interpersonal
mhm,
communication or the interpersonal relationship
mhm.
of it. They
Yeah.
just have loved people from a distance because of the hurt and the rejection that they've gone through.
Yes.
So they distance themselves, and when
Mhm,
people no longer are there because they pushed them away,
mhm.
they deal with a ghostly sense of
Yes.
loss.
Yes.
If we making sense.
But you know what? One thing, and I meant to say this, that even I was adopted, my sister found me. My
Wow.
sister found me, and I didn't know what to expect. But I have, three
Wow.
sisters and three brothers, and I'm just happy that we are building a foundation. When did I turn? I turned 60 last year, year before last. And I had a 60th birthday party. Shout out to my sissies, Cassandra, all them that did that up. But my niece and my great nieces came. I met them, this is our second time meeting, and they came up. And when I tell you that filled my soul, because now I have great nieces that I can love on. They know the genuine love. And so I'm thankful that I was adopted, but now God is bringing to fold my nieces and nephews that I can just love on them. I can just love on them and give them what I had. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I'm thankful.
So, what does your relationship look like when you met all five of your siblings, right?
Woo! Yeah.
So, what does that look like? What's the dynamics? You know
Oh,
what I mean? Because
they had shout out to Terrell, Texas. That's where my family's. Terrell, Texas. You know what, Jamie Foxx? Jamie Foxx supposed to be some kind of cousin of mine. But anyway, that was amazing. They had a beautiful party. My name, let me tell y'all what my name was. Pamela Joyce. I don't even look like a Pamela Joyce. But anyway, my name my name was Pamela Joyce. And they had a reunion in this town. Let me tell you, Terrell, Texas was a small town. I was on the radio that Pamela Joyce was coming home. And I was like, oh my God, I felt like a celebrity. But I felt like my family wanted to know me. They wanted to get to know me. It was strange
Wow.
because it was so many people at that reunion. I'm your cousin. I'm this. I'm that. I'm your auntie. I was like, okay, yeah,
How old were you when you met your
32 years old.
Wow.
And then my mother was ailing, and all of my family's in Texas, like now. And so God said it's time to move back to Texas. We were here in Kansas City, and it was time to take my mother back to Texas so her family, her sisters could be, around her. And that gave me an opportunity to be around my family. And it's just different because we're all different. We're all different.
Wow. So are you the baby?
I'm the middle. I'm the missing link of the family. That's what God told me. I wrote a story, The Missing Link. And that's bringing it together. And I brought it together.
So it sounds like will we be getting a book from you in the near future? Because you say you wrote something. So does that mean we might be getting an
You might get
exclusive
a
your stuff?
book because I got a lot of stories to tell. I got a lot of stories to tell. And it's yeah, I have a lot. And my one friend used to tell me, you need to write a book because I have a story to tell. I have a story and it's going to help somebody. There I go. If I can help somebody, then my living shall not be in vain. And I believe I'm going to help somebody. I pray that I'm helping somebody today. I know I'm helping myself because I'm allowing you to be in my world right now. And I thank you, niece, for letting me do this because sometimes you just need to talk it out.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you got 8+ viewers up here.
Hey,
She got some celebrities,
hiya.
and that's not counting the ones that's viewing from the other platforms.
Oh,
You
that's
got that's
wonderful.
love.
Yay.
Miss Lakeisha said, "Honey, I love your voice. You break out with these songs. Thank you, love." And
Thank
and
you.
then
Love you.
Shanda sent the prayer hands.
Hi, Sissy. Yes. So
Yes, if
it's
y'all have
good.
any questions for her, drop them in the chat. Give her some encouragement
Yeah.
and some kind words. And you're watching, please go like and subscribe to Persperity Podcast
Yeah.
because it helps support me getting these videos out to trend to help other people and get their
Yeah.
stories out as well.
Mhm.
And I'm always welcoming guests on the podcast. I'm booked for the month of March and beginning of April.
I
But
know she busy.
but
Good
reach out.
job.
I would love to have you on here.
Good job.
Because it's like you're nervous when you first get on, but then you get comfortable
Just
because
keep
she was
running.
nervous, and then next thing you know, I don't know.
You
It's
guys, I had a book. I had written down stuff.
oh
But
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. She
yeah.
had like this. She had like a thick book, y'all, like this. Like I told her, I said, look, we going full authentic.
We came from the heart tonight.
Yes,
We came from
yes,
the
we
heart,
did.
and I'm thankful. We came from the heart. I love you too, Carlene. We came from the heart tonight, and I pray. I do. Um, I pray something was said that I know that you're in my Kool-Aid right now, and I don't care if you know the flavor because I just want to help people. I just want them to know there is hope. There is hope. Even if your husband left you suddenly, you thought that you would see him the next day when you're leaving for a birthday trip that he had planned for me in Houston. And I come, couple of hours, the detective is calling and saying that he has passed. But there is hope. There is hope. There's a future. There's a future for me and for you. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Is there anything else you would like to share
No,
before we close this podcast
no.
episode? If
Thank you.
anybody has any questions, I'm gonna give you a
Mhm.
little time, give you about 1 minute to drop them in the chat.
Mhm.
And Miss Patsy said, "Great session. Both of you are a blessing."
Oh,
Yes,
thank you. Thank you. We just moving on up, Patsy. Moving on up. Thank you for
yes.
being who you are, Miss Patsy. She is my girl. She's really one of my big sisters. And boy, she's an inspiration, just an inspiration to me. And I love her. And if I never forget this, one day I didn't come to church, and it was a Wednesday night. And I was feeling down, but I didn't tell her. Don't you know Patsy came to my door? Patsy lives in Raytown. I live in Grandview. She came to my door. Are you okay? That's what I'm saying. When the sissies come, they come to the rescue. Sometimes I don't even say anything, but they know. And I'm forever grateful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great friends.
Yes.
Great people.
And you got a host of them on here.
Yay!
All right, sissies, drop y'all sissies in the chat so everybody see she got her sissies on here.
I got my
Gang, gang, gang.
sissies.
For sure, for sure. Yes, like in closing, looking ahead, what are your hopes for the future, both personally and professionally, and in the healing process as you continue to navigate life after loss?
Say it again.
Looking ahead, what are your hopes for the future, both personally and professionally, as you continue to navigate life after loss?
To be happy. To know that one scripture, the joy of the Lord is my strength. I want my business to flourish. I want special touches to touch the people who need to. Those people will come to me. It's a lot of planners out here. It's a lot of decorators, and I honor them. In fact, I meet a lot of decorators, and we become good friends because it's just like that. But I just want to be a better person and a lovable person, and to help people out. I have that empathy, like I said, and I have that sympathy, and I reach out to people. I have a little part-time job. I didn't tell you this. I have a part-time job, Senior Madison, the Madison. I work there, and it is a blessing to be around those people. They said that they just love me. They always say, please don't quit, but I'm there for them. I am there for them. And a lot of people, we have had people transition, and I am in a group that no one dies alone. And so they have called me and said, hey, can you come and sit with this patient? They are transitioning. And I do that. I sit there and I sing and I talk, and I just make them know it's okay. You can go on with the Lord, especially when they don't have a family. So I feel like that is a part of my journey to help other people in my journey. It helps me because I'm walking through it too. And so that's what I think. I just want to be a strong woman. I want to be a woman of God, a woman of great character, a businesswoman that people will trust me. Sometimes I don't know how to charge people because my heart, but I'm learning that it's a business. And so I'm learning it, and I'm thankful. I hope I answered all your questions.
You did. And I just want to share with you how much of a blessing you've been with me, for
Thank
me
you.
over the years,
Yay,
because
you're
it's
good.
it's not easy, like with meeting me and a lot
Because
of
you're rough.
people.
You're tough.
One
You gotta
thing
break the mold.
one thing about me is like you never know. Like you might get a wall, you might get down to earth, outgoing. You get outgoing, that means you're an amazing
pouting.
individual.
Yeah.
But you said pouting.
Just sometimes pouting. What's wrong with her? Oh, she's pouting, but we understand. We have these emotions. I have the emotions too. I'll be like,
Yeah, but also I came a long way though.
But
From
you
where
have
I
come a
was.
long
I
way.
definitely have.
Woo, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. You're a
Yes.
sweet person. I'm proud of you. You doing it. You doing it, girl, and I'm proud of you. I hope this continues and it gets bigger. Your platform gets bigger.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're
and thank you for
welcome.
being a blessing.
Yes.
And
yes.
I just want to say thank you for joining us on this heartfelt journey in today's episode of Persperity Podcast.
Yes.
We had the privilege of hearing from Ava Perry, a remarkable business owner and a beacon of resilience. Through her story of love, loss, and rediscovering joy, Ava reminds us that even in our darkest moments, there is always a path to light.
Yeah.
As she beautifully shared, embracing our experiences can lead to unexpected blessings. Let's carry her message forward. No matter where life takes us, we can find joy again. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my YouTube page, videos, and others. Until next time, stay hopeful, keep your mental health first, keep pursuing your own path to prosperity. Yay! Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
And we do outro music here. So y'all don't take a moment. Here goes the Persperity Podcast outro music. It's been wrote, produced. All of this is by me.
Woo!
I'm multi-talented.
I told her I wasn't gonna dance.
Well, here we go.
In the shadows we find our light. Through the struggles we will take flight. Healing hearts and mending minds. Together we'll leave the past behind. Welcome to Persperity Podcast. Every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Hallelujah.
See you all next week. We have an amazing guest.